With Marcus Trufant, here's T. Holla.
We gonna take our time today because Marcus can't find no headphones.
Hey, baby, I'm here though. What's good, T?
You might be here, but you ain't got all you're not prepared for the job.
Hey, baby, sometimes it just is what it is, brother.
That's all you can do without no headphones. Let's do this thing. It's the Barbershop here on Sports Radio 950 KJR. It's your boy T. Holla.
And yes, it is Marcus Trufant.
Sans headphones. You can do it without the headphones though, baby, because you know how we do it. We always run it down. No matter if we have a headphone, microphone, we gonna make the job work, baby.
Microphone,
microphone,
T-bone.
1, 2. What is it? Y'all know what time it is.
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
That's right. It's Hump Day, which means it's Barbershop Day, a little bit closer to the weekend. We're gonna have some fun in here tonight. Lots of stuff to talk about. College football, Huskies and Cougs. We're gonna get into that. Professional football, of course, the Seahawks had a bye weekend, but they got a big game coming up in New York this weekend. We're gonna talk about that. Before we get started, though, True, I got a little gripe, man. It's not even really a gripe, but I just want to know who has crowned our boy Dave Softy as the Fashion King. If you guys didn't listen to the last segment, which I'm sure you did, Dave was talking about our clothes, man.
He was talking about me like I was a dog, but well, I was comfortable at the house, and I try to take my time getting over here. T, I'm never in a rush, so I came over in my T-shirt, my sweats. I know he called them capris.
He did.
And I came over in my Birks, man. I'm so Northwest right now. I thought I was good.
True is definitely a proprietor of when it comes to the Birkenstocks.
I'm a Birkie
Birks,
guy.
Man. And then he talked about me, man, and my outfit, man. I tell you what, he said because I got on the green socks and some gray shorts.
I mean, and Max, Seahawk themed barbershop hoodie you got going on, and I see what you did. You got the green socks because I know you like to show your calves off on. On the social web. So yeah. I see what you're doing. I ain't going to put you out, though.
Please don't put me out there. But if you ever want to get a glance at some really nice calves, check me out, Terry Holloman at Twitter. I'll be putting them on display for you. But no, man, I dress for go, not for show. But I do the show from time to time, too. You know what I'm talking about, True.
Do the show. You do the show.
I do show and go.
Hey, man, it's all love, baby. But it's raining, but I mean, it's all about how we do it. I came in like this, but I had the umbrella, too, so I should be good, man.
It's the Northwest.
Yeah,
we do it both, man. We come accustomed to the weather.
And you never know what you're going to get, so that's like the cold part about it.
Absolutely true. Before we get started on the show, like deep into it, man, first of all, good to see you, my man.
Absolutely. Good to see you, too,
7
brother.
7 days. Good. Thank you, everybody else, for joining us. Been waiting 7 days for this. Is there anything that you have pressing on your heart, man, to get off before I just dive into this?
Oh, man. Just like we talked about earlier, man, people was crazy and people ain't ish, right, man? If you want people to do things, people promise you certain things, and it just,
never pay.
I say about 7 out of 10 times it just don't end up the way it's supposed to end up, and at times it can be frustrating, but.
Yeah, said when it's all said and done, there's more said than is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
but you just got to keep grinding, and that's where I'm at. I know you at the same spot, man. Just keep grinding. That's all we could do.
Yeah, that's all we do. Keep grinding, man. But to go along with where your heart is feeling right now, man, it's crazy because you and I did not talk about this.
Right.
You feeling that kind of way. I had on my mind all day, all week, that this was just a terrible night, man. I hate to put everybody in the down mood. I want you to stay around and hang out with us, and hopefully you guys can hang out and make us feel better about this situation. But the weather came in. It's dark and gloomy. It's windy out there. I was crossing the bridge, and it looked like the Titanic out there on Lake Washington. The waves were crashing around. And it was just, on top of that, a terrible, bad, no good week for football in the state of Washington. And, last week when we were on the show, we were feeling good.
Riding high.
We were feeling like we had the crown, the state of Washington. Man, if you want the championship, you got to come through Washington. Wazoo is balling. UW is balling. Everybody is doing their thing in the state. And then last weekend comes, man, and it was just the worst. And I'll be honest with you, man. So the Cool game came on, and I didn't even bother watching it.
Thanks, Sam.
I didn't bother watching it because by the time I turned it on, they was getting bounced.
Yeah, they was getting smashed.
They was getting bounced. And so it was so bad that I even made up in my mind the conversation I was going to have in here with you on Wednesday.
Early, huh?
Oh, I was ready. I was
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, man, what happened, True? What happened to your Cougs, man? We tenderized Cal for you.
Yeah, man.
then-
That's how it went. And you know the funny thing about that, T, people was getting at me on Twitter about it. My old teammate Justin Forsett actually was talking a little smack on Twitter. Of course, he went to Cal, so I didn't even bother to respond. I didn't respond until a couple days later after I let it set in, after we got our heads beat in. So that's the kind of day it was for me, man. I'm usually, excited to be on social media. I go through the game. I do my little play-by-play, I do some funny gifs or whatever, but it wasn't one of those games.
It sure in the hell
No,
wasn't. It sure in the hell wasn't. So they got beat down, and I was like, all right. So my dog, I had no doubt the dog was going to do their thing on Saturday against Cal. We come off a week where ESPN had been talking that trash about we've been playing cupcakes. My boys were riding high, and they went out there, and they got their head kicked in by ASU, man.
Was it the late game, Terry?
Oh, as a matter of fact, it was, Marcus.
Yeah. I know
Yes.
y'all complaining about that, so
And we going to continue to. We're going to continue to. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about it later on in the show tonight, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Marcus Trufant and myself are going to talk about those late games and what that really feels like and what that means to a program and to a team to have to play those late games, man. But, again, the Cougars got smashed by Cal. The Huskies lost to ASU. My daughter's fifth grade team, the basketball team, got their teeth smacked out. It was just a bad weekend. I had a bad taste in my mouth, man, and I was trying to, and here's the part that made it completely worse, True. After all that happened, Friday and Saturday, I just, you get that feeling, okay, on Sunday, got the Seahawks.
right.
They're going to take the taste out of my mouth. They're going to be my palate cleanser. They're going to be my sorbet. I know about that
Sorbet,
sorbet.
right?
Yeah, sorbet.
The tea.
Yeah. But it was a bye week, so I had no Seahawks, so it was nothing to do, True. So here's the question I want to ask you, and I want to ask all the people out there listening too. I sat in front of the TV and I said, I got to find something to watch, man. And there was nothing on TV. There was absolutely nothing on TV. And True, I know sometimes you are a connoisseur. You get programs that you get and you start binge watching. What is on the tube? What can you watch? What is when you need to get the taste out of your mouth?
Well, me, T, I'm a little quirky. I can be a little bit different. So, this is my nightly routine or my nightly regimen of TV, and this before the wife gets to it, and she got me watching The Housewives of, OC, The Housewives of Kirkland, Washington, or whatever it is. But, yeah, so, I'm a guy that, I like comedy, so I watch adult cartoons.
Yes.
I watch my Family Guy. I watch my American Dad, and this is every night, though.
I've never watched either one.
Every single night.
Every single night you get into it.
Emphasis on every night. But, so there's a bunch of stuff on Netflix.
Wait. Say what? That's Stewie.
Every night. Yeah. But, man, it's good TV, and that's something that me and my dad, we kind of enjoy that together. So I think we got that same type of comedy thing on. Of course, going on. But there's all types of shows. Recently, my wife and I, we've been watching the Queen Sugar.
Queen Sugar.
So that goes, let's see, it's a show about a family that's taken over a sugarcane farm or whatever, dealing with
And it's good?
some of the racism and stuff like that of being the only black owners of the sugarcane farm. So,
sugar?
Like
sugar? Real sugar?
Yeah, yeah. That cane.
They got that cane sugar.
That good cane, though.
If you guys want to know what the best show on Wednesday nights is,
What?
it's called Mr. Robot. I've
What is
told
that?
True about it. You need to watch this pilot of the first season.
By the way, that's Nate Daniel in there behind the boards talking to y'all, ladies and gentlemen.
You need to watch the pilot. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's basically about a hacker group who tries to hack the world's infrastructure.
Is it already going? And you said the first season already passed, right? 'Cause I like to binge
it
watch,
just started
so.
season 3 last
Okay,
week.
perfect.
Especially since we on the radio on Wednesdays. That's
Yeah,
perfect, right?
that was kind of my
Perfect.
theme right there.
Okay.
When you're done watching the Barbershop, you need something good to watch.
Just go on and watch Mr. Robot.
And then also there's a show called Riverdale, which is like Dark Archie. The Archie comic books from the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
It's Dark Archie. And it's
Listen.
on season 2 that started last week as well.
I don't know if I trust Nate Daniel in his
Dark Archie?
Yeah, he watching Dark Archie.
I'm
and
telling
Mr.
you,
Robot.
it's really good.
Hey.
I promise.
All right, listen. I'm going to go from Nathaniel and Marcus. I'm going to take what you guys said under advisement. But I want to go to the people because the people will never steer me wrong. What is the best show on TV right now to be watching when I'm not watching football or basketball? Now the basketball is on, and I know the final. We're watching baseball, and we're getting close to the pennant, and I'm not watching it because nobody that I care about is playing. The Yankees are in it, and they're not supposed to be in it, and who cares, right? And everybody around here hates the Dodgers anyway, so we're not watching baseball. What can I watch? What is the best show on TV right now? That's going to be the poll question throughout this entire show. Text us here, 49451. What can T and True watch when we're not watching sports? I need to know. Also, give you guys a little heads up, something that's going on here on October 27th. It is homecoming time in Seattle, and your boy T. Holla is going to be hosting an event in the University of Washington District at a spot called Tavern 21. We're going to have a lot of the Husky legends in the building. It's going to be open to anyone that's not a Husky, too, True.
I was about to say.
If you want to come down and hang out.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Come on down to Tavern 21 down in the University of Washington District. There's going to be no cover. It's going to be a DJ.
Say what?
Yeah, no cover. No money. Don't have to worry about that. We're just going to come out and have a good time. Meet and greet your fellow Seattleites, some old Husky legends. And just to let you know, a good friend of mine, Husky legend Mario Bailey, you guys remember that guy. He has a foundation, and this is going to be the 6th annual year that they're doing their Thanksgiving family feed, and proceeds from the evening are going to help take care of that situation. So come down and support. Again, it's Tavern 21 on October 27th. Go to my Twitter page, and I'm going to put up some information so you know how to get there, and we're going to talk about it as the weeks go on. When we come back, we're going to talk about this college football, True.
Hey, but let's do it, man.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it. Go Cougs still. It's still Go Cougs.
Yeah, still going to be Go Cougs. Still going to be Go Dogs. And we're going to try to liven the mood up here in the city of Seattle. It's the Barbershop here on Sports Radio 950 KJR.
From the Bartell Drugs Traffic Center, Newcastle, 405 before 112th northbound. Fallen trees block the 2 right lanes. Kent Des Moines Road at Central intersection is closed due to down power lines. And down power lines also near South Park northbound 509 completely closed at Cloverdale. This report's brought to you by Jack in the Box. Hey, Seahawks fans, this season defense wins more than just championships. When the Seahawks get a sack, you'll receive 1 free Jumbo Jack with any drink purchase at Jack in the Box the day after the game day. Championship defense and free burgers, can't go wrong with that. And for more up-to-the-minute traffic updates, download the new Total Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. I'm Dustin Ritchie, Sports Radio 950, KJR.
If I hit it one time, I'm
Now back to the Barbershop, brought to you by Trufant Auto Detail and by the Trufant Family Foundation on Seattle Sports Radio 950 KJR.
Welcome back to the Barbershop Show here on Sports Radio 950 KJR. It's T. Holla and True, and we're going to be rocking with you all the way till 8 o'clock. Thank you guys for joining us here in the shop. We are trying to knock that nasty taste out of our mouth from last weekend's terrible, horrible, no good weekend of football in the state of Washington. And we're going to do our best tonight to get that taste out of your mouth. I know you've been walking around for the last, 4 or 5 days just like, what is that? That's the taste of being a loser. We didn't have the Seahawks game to get that taste out. It did hurt. It did hurt for me to say it. And so that's why we're here tonight, to help get that taste out. Mm-hmm. And you going to do your part, True?
Hey, man, I'm here, man. I'm here with you, too.
I know you are, man. Well, thank you guys for being here with us, too. Tonight, the question of the night is, though, I spent the weekend trying to find something to watch on TV, and all the shows that I usually normally watch are gone. They're over. They're done. I watched Game of Thrones. They're done for like a year and a half, man.
King of the North.
The King of the North, bend the knee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you bend the knee, I can't find somebody to bend the knee. We can't watch. I had nothing to watch all weekend, man. So we asked you guys, our listeners, our loyal Barbershop members, what is on TV right now that I can watch, that True can watch, that we can really dive into? And some of you guys have been giving us some great suggestions. Narcos is good. I watched season 1 of Narcos.
That's old. Ain't that old, though?
Season 3.
They're on season 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I watched season 1. I haven't watched
Oh,
that.
you know what I forgot to say that I watched, too?
What's that?
I forgot. I'm watching El Chapo.
Oh,
And it's in subtitles. So you
Spanish?
So, yeah, it's in Spanish, but if you have to watch a show in subtitles just to figure out what's going on. It really brings you deep into
Got
the
you
show.
because you got to really pay attention.
I feel like I'm on the show. So, you know what I'm saying? It's that deep. Yeah. So
Netflix?
it's good. It's been good, yeah.
Okay. All right. We've been hearing a couple of you guys saying Walking Dead. That's one. Rick and Morty. True. They say if you watch
Rick and
adult
Morty,
cartoons,
yeah.
watch Rick and Morty. Okay.
Have you guys ever watched Rick and Morty before?
I've never seen it.
I have.
I don't know
It's
what
like-
it is.
Actually.
You have to watch like the first 5 episodes to really get it, and if it doesn't stick with you, it's not going to stick with you. But it is like the peak of cartoon adult humor. Like it's as good as it gets.
I think that's everything too. Just to go along with the Family Guy and the American Dad, Rick and Morty. I think that comes on a little bit later, and I don't like that as much, but I get it.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll be honest with you, man. I used to be into like the adult humor cartoons. You know what I'm saying? When I was
You
a
look
little
like
bit
a
younger.
South Park guy.
I was a South Park guy.
All
I was. I
right.
used to like.
Okay.
So I used to watch it religiously. But as I'm getting older, a little longer in the tooth, man, it just rubs me the wrong way, man. I feel like because I a couple times I caught my kids like looking at it, like because you see the cartoons come on, they're like, oh, it must be for me. And then dude come on and they showing his Johnsons and doing, you know what I'm saying?
They're
like
damn near cursing. and
No,
everything.
not
Right.
damn near cursing,
Yeah.
for real cursing. You got to switch the channel to Jesus channel real quick.
If you watch South Park at night,
Yeah,
I'm
not
pretty
doing
sure
that.
the swears are on because of how late it comes
You know
on.
it is. You know it is. Hey, true college football, man. Let's just go into it, man. It was a terrible weekend, man. UW and Wazoo took some big L's. There was a lot of teams in the top 10 that took big L's. Auburn took a big L. Clemson took a L. And, of course, our home state favorites, man, took that L, man. And just looking back at that UW game, it was 13-7. They went down to Tempe. And 13-7 doesn't even really tell the truth of that game, man. They were never really in it. They were dominated on both sides of the ball, man. The running game could not do anything. Myles Gaskin was ineffective, so they tried Levon Coleman. He was ineffective. Jake Browning seemed like he was running for his entire life for the entire game. And, even with that said, they were almost like the Seahawks because they were just getting beat up for the entire game, but they were still in it. They had an opportunity to win at the end, and unfortunately, they just did not have enough to pull it out, man. It was just – they were almost unrecognizable, man, and it was just embarrassing because it was on a national scene. And, the week before ESPN had talked all that trash, man, about how the Huskies were, they ought to be thankful to be on TV. And they were playing cupcakes. And it was just one thing after the next. And so I was just for sure like, come on, Huskies, we got this. And it didn't pan out, bro. It just wasn't good.
Well, yeah, I think when you have a game like that, so would you call it a letdown, T, or was it just bad football, I guess, that y'all played?
I think it was a combination of both. And it was really bad football. It was really bad football from the standpoint of the special teams. And I said this over the weekend. I don't like to pick on these kids because I know they're under a lot of stress. You've been there. I've been there. It's a lot of stress to go to school, stand up to the scrutiny of the media, fans, family issues, all of that. That being said, True, you got to find somebody at the University of Washington that could kick a field goal 21 yards. 21 yards.
And did they have two different kickers come? Oh, okay, yeah. I saw the highlights. Yeah, so they both missed, though.
Both of them from 21 and 27, and that's just unacceptable. I don't care. I mean, it's unacceptable on a college in a Division I, Pac-12 college football team. Anyway, it's unacceptable. You got to be able to find somebody that can put the ball through the uprights. True.
And you talk about, I guess, when things just aren't going right, man. I think it kind of just catches fire, and everybody just kind of feels that wave. And you talk about momentum, and it just seems like I didn't watch you guys' game, but just as far as looking at some of the highlights and seeing some of the stuff that everybody kind of just caught that cold, man. Everybody caught that flu, and it was just nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty, man. And on top of the fact that it just got ugly and the field goal kickers could not make a field goal to save their life, we ended up with some very, disheartening injuries. Starting left tackle Trey Adams tore his ACL. Now, this kid is a giant human. He's like 6'7", 300+ pounds. He was projected to be a first-round draft pick.
Wow.
And so I can only imagine what was going through his head as he lay there on the field, unable to move his leg. It was just disheartening that he's done for the rest of the season. But to take the silver lining of that situation is that he has come out and said he's going to come back for his senior year. And I think that's the best thing for that young man. I was certain he was going to leave early this year. So he tore his ACL. And then our starting cornerback, Jordan Miller, broke his ankle in a nasty – you could see his leg break on the TV screen. It was on the last play of the game, the play that saved the game for ASU, man. And it was really unnecessary, 4th and 3, and they converted on a pass.
Of course they did.
And so that part hurts more than anything else. But now they're on a bye, and we got to spend another week trying to get this taste out of our mouth as Huskies. And
a nasty week for
yeah,
ankle breaks and legs and all that too.
Definitely gonna talk about that, man. So I don't know what's going on with your Cougs though, real quick. I don't know what's happening over there, True.
Well, the Coug game was I think it was nasty from the gate. So you talk about an offense that's I talk about it all the time and I make fun of it, but they put up a lot of yards every game, and the quarterback is the key to this team and to the offense, of course. But when interceptions and you got sacked, I think they got sacked 9 times, 5 interceptions.
5 picks.
You really don't have a chance. Any defense that can do that, I don't care who you are or what your record is, if you can come out and get a team out of their game in that way, it's going to be a pretty good day for you. And that's what Cal did, and they had the Cougs off balance early and often. Yeah. And it actually was hard to watch.
Yeah, I bet. I saw some of the highlights. To take away from that, man, I don't know what's going to happen with both of these teams. They're on the outside looking in now. There's a lot of people that say that, the Huskies have sealed their fate. There's no opportunity for them to get into the playoff situation anymore. I don't know if I'm one of those guys. I know it's going to be a tough road to hoe. Hopefully they can do it. As far as Wazoo goes, can they get back into the top 10 again? Again, it's going to be tough sledding for them as well. One thing that is to note before we get out of here, True, Wazoo's AD, Bill Moose, shook the spot.
Yes,
he's going off to Nebraska. Who knows if Coach Leach is going to go with him? We're going to stay tuned and pay attention to see what happens there. He said he's not, but we don't know.
And you know who's the assistant AD that I want to step up is our friend Jason Gesser.
That's right. Hey, maybe they should give Guess a shot.
Hey, but we got to start a program, man. We got to start a petition.
That's right. Let's do it right here in the barbershop. Hey, when we come back, though, we are going to talk a little pro football. Definitely talk about those Seahawks, the bye week, what to expect this week coming up out there in New York. It's the barbershop on Nathania.
Now back to the Barbershop, brought to you by Trufant Auto Detail and by the Trufant Family Foundation on Seattle Sports Radio 950 KJR.
Welcome back to the Barbershop Show here on Sports Radio 950 KJR. It's T. Holla. Over there across the row is True.
Hey.
Marcus Trufant in the building, and we're going to be hanging out with you guys all the way till 8 o'clock. Getting hype. You're having a good time, trying to shake the bad taste out of our mouth that we got from all this nastiness that's been going on around here. It's nasty weather. It's nasty football that was played in this state this last week after we spent the first, 5-6 weeks of the football season just looking incredible.
Balling
out of control. Both UW and Wazoo.
Right.
And they both took some terrible L's this past weekend. We don't want to talk about it anymore because they're going to bounce back this week. Actually, the Huskies got a bye week, so they can't bounce back. But we look for those Cougars to True, I'll let you talk about that.
I don't even know who the Cougars got next week.
The football, they're going to be playing football against somebody.
But yeah, this is what happens from time to time, T. Teams have letdowns or they have bad games or whatever, but if they get it together, man, they cannot let their all-world quarterback get beat up like that, or
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a good game.
I think
it'll still be a tough game. So
it should be. Hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. True. Keep that quarterback off the ground and stop throwing them interceptions, man.
Stop it. Can't do it.
Won't do it. You know what I'm saying? We want to say thank you again for joining us here in the barbershop. The question of the night. We've been trying to get that nasty taste out of our mouth. We want to find something to watch on TV. All of my TV shows are over right now. Like, there's nothing on that I normally watch. And so we've been asking for your guys' suggestions. Thank you. They've been coming in like out of this world. We appreciate it. Keep them coming in. We're going to let you guys know by the end of the night what the number one show that you guys out there, our listeners, think that True and I should be watching. And I'm seeing a bunch of them, True. Somebody says watch Mindhunters and also Ozark. That's another one that's getting a lot
I
of
heard
votes.
about Ozark. Somebody else said Ozark. I think on one of my text threads. That's my boys in Tacoma was talking about
T-Town.
Ozark. I don't know what it's about though, but
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe we need to check it out. Check it
I'm
out.
gonna take some notes right
Yeah,
now.
take it down. The Bloodlines. Somebody says check
Okay.
out Daredevil. The Walking Dead starts this Sunday. You guys were hyped on that. I've never seen one single episode.
Rick
So-
and Shimon.
Shimon, like Michael Jackson. Shimon. So keep them coming in. Let us know. 49451. Text us here at the station and let us know what we should be watching. You know, before I move off of this, somebody says there's a show you guys should watch that you might not want to tell your other guy friends that you're watching. And it's called This Is Us.
This is us, huh?
And I got to be honest with you. I watched This Is Us last year. I watched every
Is that
single
like
episode.
a cheer movie? Like a dance?
No, it's not a cheer movie. It's a real. It'll get you inside your feelings, man. It's real. It's too deep to even talk about on the show, other than the fact that this.
As in crying in your feelings?
Yeah,
or like,
crying in your
yeah.
feelings.
See, I
man.
don't know if I want
Sensitive.
that, T. We trying to get happy. We trying to get out of the funk.
That's why I'm saying I don't really want to get into it like that. So again, tell us know what you watching out there to get you out of your funk, man. We're gonna talk about it tonight and have the winner announced at the end of the show. Let's talk about this professional football. True, but you know what? Before I even get to the professional football, I gotta do one more thing because I talked to you earlier in the day on text message about this situation, and we gotta address this, Seattle. This is something that must be addressed right here firsthand in the barbershop because it is completely and totally unacceptable. I got a message last night from one of my friends, and they said, T, somebody stole Griffey's bat. And I was like, so? He don't need it? Why does Griffey need a bat? It was the last time Griffey swung a bat. He don't need a bat. Why does Griffey need a bat?
So you saying that you don't think that's scandalous? That somebody took
listen
All
what I'm
right.
trying to say, True.
Okay, all right.
I thought it was somebody stole his actual baseball bat.
Right.
I didn't think it was it would be scandalous if somebody did steal his bat,
yeah.
but still, I didn't get it.
The bat, though, so you know what I'm saying. That's where I'm at.
I hear that's where you going with. I didn't know it was the bat until I looked on social media. Somebody that came and stole the bat, the metal statue bat that's attached to the Ken Griffey statue at Safeco Field. Sawed it right off at the handle. Who in the dope fiend world of America comes to steal the bat? First of all, how do you get up there and steal the bat? Like, how do you get it and nobody sees it? You're right in the heart of Sodo.
What type of tool are you using, though? Like in the middle of nowhere? That's what I'm, torch or something, or what you got?
A torch, some kind of special skill saw, something. How do you steal the bat? One. Two, what do you do with the bat?
What can you get for the bat, though? Like, what kind of come up could you get with the bat? Like, you think it's going for 10 to
what I'm
20
saying.
stacks? Or what you,
Hey, baby, I got this real good bat, baby. Come
I
on,
got
baby.
what you
I just
need.
need hook me up, baby. Just one, baby. I need it. I got the Ken Griffey. It's just bad, man. The dope things are out here killing us with that, man. Y'all need to stop it,
everybody's a thief now, too, man. That's another
Yeah.
thing I don't like, man. Thieves out here, man, is wrong, and they need to be handled accordingly.
My mama told me, you lie, you steal, you kill. Hey, watch out for these people, man. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. Seattle, you can't let them take Griffey's bat, baby. Come on. If you know somebody who got the bat, call us here. Text us in there, 49451. Snitch on that joker, man. Snitching is okay in the barbershop tonight when you talking about Griffey's bat, man.
First 48 snitch,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, hey, listen, man. The Seahawks coming off a bye week. They got New York this weekend. They're going over there to play against the Giants. I think the biggest thing that happened this week, True, and you can let me know your opinions on this, was the Seahawks got a chance to get some rest and relaxation and try to get healthy. They've had some serious injuries on the roster that's been holding them back, and I think they need to be addressed and talked about tonight and see if you think that, in your opinion, as a professional, a guy that spent 10 years doing this, how valuable it is to get that rest and relaxation when you're injured. Like, for instance, a guy like Mike B., he's been banging up his body for a lot of years. And, right now you can tell he's been struggling a little bit. And they said it's because he has plantar fasciitis on his feet. And, you got something wrong with your feet, man. It's tough to move, to do anything when you're playing football. So you look at a guy like Mike B. You got Jeremy Lane, who had a groin injury that was nagging him. Everybody, of course, has little nicks and knacks. So what does the bye week mean for these guys to get healthy?
I think the bye week actually means a lot, T. And I think it came at a good time in the year, not just at the time of the season, but just going through all those games you just named. Injuries, little nagging stuff, especially the toe stuff. When you got big guys that move fast, that are strong, and do stuff like that, your toes and little stuff, you might think, okay, he might be being a little soft. All that stuff matters, man. Those little toes and but you got fingers and everything. You got to pull and grab and do all that kind of stuff. So to have a couple days off to just ice and chill and relax and stretch and do all that kind of stuff is huge. So I know that the type of team that the Seahawks have, of course, you got guys that are taking advantage of this. I've been on teams in the past where people take the bye week and see it as a vacation and go out and party and they
tear
live
up the
hard.
town, yeah.
They live
living hard for the city.
Stay up late and you beating your body down and then you come back and then most times 9 out of 10 you come back and you have a letdown. But this team that we have is a veteran team and they're very focused on the game.
Something that we heard today that came out was that Cliff Averill is going on the IR. And rumor has it, again, I don't want to put anything in anybody's ears or that I've heard this and I've confirmed this, but, and I hate to even go to the rumor mill, but it's been circulated that he may be done. And it's just so crazy because you go back and you watch the play that he was injured on, and it just seems so insignificant. Like you would think that nothing happened. Like he just rolled over, sat on his butt, and started scrunching his hands together like I'm just trying to get the feeling back in my fingers. And I'm sure you probably had a stinger before. I've had several stingers where, you kind of try to get your feeling back in your arms and then everything is good. Right. And that's what I thought happened to him. But apparently it's a lot more serious than that. And they're looking at putting him on IR, which means he's basically done for the season and quite possibly forever, which here's where I think about it, True. It's a terrible loss for the Seahawks. He is an incredible football player. His motor goes. He's a sack machine. He sets the edge. His attitude on the field is incredible. He'll be sorely missed. Number one. Number two, it's a long life, man. You got to live a long life.
Got a lot of living to do.
This
right.
guy's, what is he? He's not even 30 years old, right? Maybe barely if he's 30. Man, you got years to live growing up, raising your kids, grandkids, running businesses. True, from your perspective, how do you feel about that?
Well, anytime you got an injury that deals with your nerves as far as your neck and your back, I think you got to take a hard look at it as a player. But as a player, I've been in that spot, T. Of course, I hurt my back last couple years of my career. A bulging disc in my back.
Right.
So, legs and stuff, numbness in my toes. I still feel it now.
Right.
So, folks out there, you don't think that the game stays with you after you're done, or you talk about these guys are holding out for contracts and, of course, they want to be compensated for this and that. Stuff stays with you for the rest of your life. And
before you go, because I want to just double up on that because everybody's they see Marcus and they think he was a DB, he backpedaled and made interceptions and stuff like that. But you were a tackling DB, You did your thing, and you remain in great shape. You work out and exercise as much as you can. But I've seen you doubled over in pain from your back injury.
Absolutely.
So it wears on you.
Absolutely wears on you. So that's what I say all that to say that I know Cliff is a smart young man, and he's taking all this into consideration. And if you can play and if the doctors give you the okay and you can move forward and you feel it in your heart of hearts, I think this is year what for Cliff, 10? Or
He's getting up there, 9 or 10.
Okay, yeah. So after you get to that point, usually you start to show signs of slowing down, and you really don't see that from Cliff. So that's why I think if he wants to play and if the doctors give him the okay and he can come back from this, I think if anybody can do it, I think he could. But, in my situation, I was kind of going downhill a little bit, nerves in your legs, or, I started to slow down. I didn't have the same pop, didn't have the same burst. So it was my time to, to throw in the towel. But with Cliff, I think if he can come back, I think he will. But I know that he's evaluating everything you just talked about, the kids having a long life to live. And he's a businessman. He does a lot of great stuff in the community. So he has a lot more to contribute off the field as well. So I say take your time, Cliff, and we love you from the barbershop, brother.
Absolutely, man. All the best to you, whatever happens to you, whatever you decide to do, we got you. We're going to hold you down for sure. Looking at some other injuries that we're looking at in that locker room, man, that, has a possibility of coming back this week. And I want to talk about Deshaun Shedd. They're saying he may be active and available to come back this week from his season injury from last year. And you and I have seen Deshaun over the past 6-7 months, and he has been working his tail off. And he's looking really good, and I know he's chomping at the bit to get back in there. But here is the question. Here's the dilemma. You look at that defensive backfield. You got Richard Sherman. You got Shaq Griffin. You got Jeremy Lane. You got the young guy, Justin Coleman. And then you got a guy like Deshaun Shedd coming back. What in the world do they do? Some teams wish they could have one DB that was top notch or two that could do their thing, right? You got all these guys, and we just talking about guys that just play. These are all real technically corners. I mean, some of them can play safety, but they're all. We don't need a safety. We have the two best safeties in the game. You have 5 guys basically trying to compete for 2 or 3 positions. How does that work with Shedd coming back?
I think it's good for depth. And even if he doesn't get the starting nod, I know that he's always available. And you hear the cliche all the time that you're only a play away. But that's true, man. There's stuff that happens all the time. It could be early in the game. Just like we saw in the basketball game over the weekend, man. I think that was the first quarter, of course, when Buddy's his leg was all twisted around like that. So stuff happens. So to have as many guys available as you can, I don't think is ever a problem.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing. But with Shedd coming back, I think it would be smart, of course, to kind of take it slow with him. Don't just throw him to the fire. And just like you said, that you got Shaq out there. He's been playing well. So it kind of just work Shedd in and let him warm up. I don't know if you move Shaq around, move him to the inside, put Shedd on the inside. I don't know what you do. But
I don't know if you move Shaq because he's been balling out of control. For a rookie, he's really been handling his business, man.
Yeah.
Of all the other DBs outside of Richard Sherman and the original Legion of Boom, he has been handling his business. So that's what makes it tough. But it's a good problem to have, right?
Absolutely, I agree. So I know they'll find a way. Of course, the Hawks are talk about Pete and John. They always go out and find the right guy. So there's nothing wrong with having a lot of guys at the position. So I think they're good.
So they head to New York this weekend, and they play the Giants, who are, 1-5 right now. And, the thing about the Giants, they weren't a very good team, and they lost some guys to injury. Odell Beckham Jr., who I'm upset about because he's my starting wide receiver on my fantasy football team. Got me no points. But anyways, how did the Seahawks, coming off a bye week, going into a team that's been beat up and wounded, but have just had a fresh win last week, what kind of things do the Seahawks expect going out there, True?
Well, I think it comes down, of course, to the defense. I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks or just since the season started that this team is a defensive team, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't. That's where the big-time stars are. You talk about Legion of Boom, guys that change the game like Earl Thomas with turnovers and stuff like that, and you get a ball back to Russ. But it comes down to the run defense, I think, of the Seahawks. I know the Giants, they had a good showing last week with the run game. I don't even know how to say Buddy's last name. That was running.
Right,
yeah. But it's and I know the Seahawks run defense, they rank fairly low in the NFL right now, I don't see it as a big deal because they're a bend but don't break type of defense anyway, but they really got to stop that run game, and they got to give the ball back to the offense. That's their job, to get turnovers, get the ball back.
Okay, so if they get some turnovers, get the ball back, stop the run, we come out with a victory in New York this weekend.
Special teams, too.
Special teams.
I think we've been waiting on that, to see that spark from the special teams. Get Tyler Lockett go, and I know teams, they like to game plan against him and not give him as many opportunities as he would like to return the ball and do stuff like that and change the game. But I think we got to find a way to do it, and if they can do that, you always pack your defense and your special teams when you go on the road. So let's make it happen.
All right, man. I'm feeling a little better, True. I'm getting this nasty taste from last weekend out of my mouth. I'm starting to feel a little better. Our listeners are giving me some good advice, too, about shows to watch. Feeling good about the Seahawks going into New York this weekend. I'm starting to feel it, True. Starting to feel it. One thing I want to ask you before we go to break here real quick. Did you get a chance to watch any of the highlights from the Arizona Cardinals game this past weekend?
No.
Let me tell you, my. The Arizona Cardinals went out the previous week and stole Adrian Peterson from the New Orleans Saints. And I said at the beginning of the year, we had a little poll question that said, who is going to be the best old over-the-hill running back this season? Was it going to be Marshawn Lynch or was it going to be Adrian Peterson? And I said it was Adrian Peterson. In my heart, I said it was Adrian Peterson. But they set him on the bench in New Orleans. You remember you have the visuals of him mean mugging the coach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, because he knew something, you know. They put him in the game this past weekend, and he went berserk. I think he had 133 yards, man. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he kind of put the NFC West on notice, man, say, I'm here. So here's the crazy part about Arizona before we go to break, man. Like, if you didn't know any better, man, and I sat down here and I said, hey, man, I got a team, man. I got Adrian Peterson. I got Chris Johnson. I got Larry Fitzgerald. And I got Carson Palmer. You would think that I had the cheat code for Madden 2009. That's the greatest team you could put together in 2009. But that's the team they got right now in 2017, man. And I don't know. Do you think they got a shot, man, at giving the Seahawks a run for their money?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so, T. What you say? They 1 and what right now? 1-5?
They 1-5.
Right. And you say
no, they're not. The Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, I don't
Nathan, you look us up. No, that's you talking about the 49ers.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Yeah, you're talking about Arizona.
Arizona. And, you know, with Johnson, I know he's down. I don't know for how long, but I don't think so, man.
Arizona Cardinals are 3-3.
Okay.
See, same thing. 1-5, 3-3.
3-3. So I don't really know,
the
man.
49ers are 0-6, by the way.
0-6. Shout out to Xavier Cooper. That's on the 49ers. That's my guy. So I give you a little shout out.
Yeah, shout out X.
Shout out Nathaniel. But, yeah, man, I don't think so. I think the Hawks are cruising. I think they're doing their thing. They can get it together. But I like AP, but this is only one game, T. So, I never like to get too excited. I want to stay even. So we got to see if he continues to do this damage. You said he went for over 100.
133, I believe that's what the grand total was, and he was looking
good. A couple touchdowns. He looked
good.
But can you do it consistently? And we talked about his age. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to see if he can keep it going. If he keeps it going, then maybe.
All right, we're going to find out. We're going to keep following here in the barbershop. Hey, when we come back, we talked a little bit about the Seahawks injuries. I want to talk a little bit more about some other injuries that are taking place in the world of sports and why there seems to be a proliferation of them. You know, there's a lot of bad injuries these days. We want to discuss that a little bit. And tonight, we are doing Holla Holla with True and T Holla, where you guys get to ask us any question that's on your mind, whether it's sports related, current events related, wild, wacky, weird, whatever is on your mind. Hit us up, 49451, and let us know what's on your mind. We are also asking you guys what shows True and I should be watching on TV when we're not watching sports. Guys, this is The Barbershop right here on Sports Radio 950 KJR.
Hey, it's T Holla, and when I'm not hanging out with you guys here in the barbershop, I'm sitting in an office at my family's financial services company. Sometimes that office space needs some fixing up, and whether that be a new door or a wall, or even if we need a brand new office built, we call EBI. Ellsworth Builders Incorporated is a local construction company that specializes in commercial tenant improvement. Since 1991, EBI has been serving retail outlets, restaurants, auto detail companies, biotech companies throughout the Puget Sound region with all their commercial construction needs. If you want fast, courteous service and high-quality construction work done, call EBI at 425-482-2904, or you can check out their website, ellsworthbuilders.com.
Now back to the Barbershop, brought to you by Trufant Auto Detail and by the Trufant Family Foundation on Seattle Sports Radio 950 KJR.
Welcome back to the Barbershop Show here on Sports Radio 950 KJR. It's T Holla and True. Y'all know him as Marcus Trufant, number 23 in your program, number 1 in your heart. Hey. I should work at the Seahawks game doing that like that, didn't I?
Hey, man, that sound about right, especially with the smooth sounds or whatever this is, man. I didn't have this on my playlist. You see how Nate just
It's
threw this
Passion Fruit by Drake. I feel like it's got a nice little
Do you not understand how gangster the Barbershop Show is? You got us on some smooth jazz right now.
I like this. This is like...
I know you like it. We know you like it.
I will play the
But this is
gangster
some
stuff
gangster.
coming out of the next
This is the
break.
gangster shop.
Okay,
Tough
he put
enough.
some
If it ain't
gangster
rough, it ain't right.
put some gangster songs on the playlist, but the problem is I can't play them on this station because all they do is swear.
I said go ahead. I said I would take
Blame
that
it on
penalty.
you.
Yeah, I would take that flag, man. Said,
I know
got
you
us.
would. You would. You're liked here in Seattle. I'm still 9 or 8. People don't respect me as much as they respect All-Pro corner Marcus Trufant.
Nah, Nathaniel, we love you.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell y'all about some gangster stuff here in just a second, though. But I just want to remind you guys, you are listening to The Barbershop, and this October 27th, me, T. Holla, I'm going to be hosting an event in the University of Washington District at a spot called Tavern 12 in the University District. It's going to be a homecoming, a Halloween party, you know, back at the UW. I had a bunch of my UW boys coming back. We're going to be hanging out, having a great time. And guess what? There is no cover. Come and hang out, have a good time, party it up. The proceeds are going to go to one of my good friends, Mario Bailey, and his foundation. And every year they do the Family Thanksgiving Feed at the Esquire, the Royal Esquire. They've been feeding the homeless and the less fortunate for the last 6 years. And so some of the proceeds from that night are going to go to take care of that. So again, October 27th at Tavern 12 in the University of Washington District. Go to my Twitter page to find out more information. That's Terry Holloman, HOLLIMON, or just look up T. Holla, man. Hey,
I got a question, T.
Go ahead.
You already got your costume?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know you don't disappoint every Halloween. So.
Well, if you're looking for a costume this year, you're going to be disappointed. I have no time for costumes this year, True. It's just, there's so much going on in the world, in my world. I know you are. But I know you going to do something.
I ain't even got no pumpkins for the kids yet, man.
Because
I'm
y'all
late.
just barely got a house.
I know. Yeah.
You got to get the house, and then you get the pumpkin.
Yeah.
See, I ain't even got the house yet, so I'm damn sure ain't got no pumpkins.
I look at them every day, though, but I'm not pulling over to
You
get
can't do it, man. You can't do it. You got the house. Let me tell you, before we get on to this subject of injuries, man, I know we was just talking about gangsters and how, you know, this past week has been tough because Seattle and the state of Washington took some big L's, especially in the world of college football, and we didn't have any Seahawks game. And I just felt like everybody was so upset and so angry, and that's why we've been asking all of you guys to send us, you know, stuff that True and I could watch on TV to ease our minds and make us happy when we feeling like this. But it's been going around the whole city, True. Let me tell you the story real quick. I was on my way home from my daughter's basketball game on Sunday, right? I had to go meet some people to move some stuff. I had a moving van that was waiting on me, right? So I'm trying to get on the 405, and it's 2 lanes, and they merge into one. So I'm in the left-hand lane that merges, right? So I got a free clear lane to merge in, and this truck, which it starts behind me, it's behind me, obviously behind me. He races up to make sure I can't get in, like hella fast, to the point to where he was about to crash into me, right?
Okay.
I had to swerve to get out the way. His truck was almost perpendicular, trying to turn into mine to make sure I didn't get on the road. I'm already so hot as it is. I'm mad. My dogs lost. There's no Seahawks game. My daughter and them team just got dismantled. Little 5th graders looking bad, like who I don't know whose child you are. But anyway, so he about to ram me off the road, and I'm hot at this point. I'm yelling out the window. I'm the angry black dude. I open my car door. I'm about to get out on the freeway. That's how bad it was, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, and so the guy behind me, I could see they were scared. They thought some shooting was about to happen.
Right.
So they stopped. They stopped like way back there, hundreds of yards back. They weren't coming up to where we was at. So I get my better senses about myself, and I just kind of mosey on. And the traffic's not going anywhere. So the car that was behind me that stayed way back, he finally caught up to me, right?
Yeah.
And he pulled alongside of me, and he rolls his window down. And it's a dude. He has on a U.S. Marines retired hat. And he says, "I saw that mess, man. You should have beat his ass." So yeah, I mean, it's been floating around in the area, man. So man, I want to give a shout out to my man, the retired Marine, who's gonna have my back if it was going down on the freeway, man. I appreciate you. But I had to say that to get that off my chest because we're trying to create the good atmosphere, right? And we still getting text messages from our listeners.
Good juju, right?
That good juju, that's
good
right.
Juju.
Getting good messages from our text message board to tell us what we need to be watching. Westworld. We need to watch Westworld.
You know
you
what?
told me about that show.
Westworld was damn good. Are they on to the next season? I think they only
They
have
haven't
one
started
season.
yet. Only one season.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So we're going to talk about, man, we keep them coming in. Let us know what we need to watch. 49451 True. I want to talk to you about some of these injuries, man. Athletes these days have been coming out with some nasty, nasty injuries. Last night, if you watched the first NBA game of the season, the Cavs versus the Celtics, you saw the Celtics star Gordon Hayward go down with a nasty, ugly, broken. It was so nasty, man.
Yeah.
It's so nasty. I couldn't even look at it on the internet. Like I had to. I told you earlier when I see like the green leotard tights on the screen, I scroll past it real fast so I don't have to see the leg. His leg is just nasty. That's not supposed to look like that. So his leg is broken. Odell Beckham Jr. His leg is broken. UW cornerback Jordan Miller, his leg is broken. Chico McClatcher, the UW star wide receiver, leg is broken. Tyler Lockett last season, broken leg. J.J. Watt, broken. The question I got to ask is, what's going on with these athletes? I got my own ideas about it, but I wanted to ask from you. You see these guys coming down with these injuries. Like before, when I was younger and growing up, you might see one or two of these incidents a year where you see a leg broken in that fashion. What's happening out there?
But you think it's a conspiracy, T?
I think it's a conspiracy.
And you think it's something in the food?
I think it's Trump.
There it is. That's the nail on the head.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
I got to blame it on Trump, man, dog.
Yeah, well, that could be it, T. Or you know, I like a good conspiracy myself. You know, after watching the show What the Health and all my vegan-esque type of diet that I've been on. I say vegan-esque because it's I'm kind of sometimes of late. If you've seen my area right now, I got the chips, I got the Doritos, and blah blah blah. but it could be something. It could be something in the food, man. There's something in the water. There's something in the air, man. These big, strong athletes. You know, everybody's bigger, everybody's faster, and maybe the body just can't keep up, man. I seen the chickens, and they say the chickens don't even got legs, man. The chickens is just getting swollen, getting buff, and they getting cut up, and people eating these chickens. And,
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
maybe
You
that's
blame it on
trickling
the
down.
chickens.
Maybe that's trickling down to the athletes. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it could be. Listen, man, I think it might have a lot to do. You might not be far off. So here, and again, I might be crazy. I don't know. I might just be that old dude, man. I might be that old crazy dude on the corner, man. You look at the athletes today. They are built so much differently than they were back in my day, you know, when I was growing up with the leather helmets and, you know.
I remember
when. But no, I look at the athletes today, and they are so much more physically defined, so much more muscular, they're leaner, and they compete year-round. You know, they have – so, for instance, when I was in high school, they had football season. And when football season was over, you were done. You don't touch your pads and your helmets and your cleats again until next football season. You go play basketball. So you're putting something different, you know, your body through a different kind of routine. So when basketball season is over, guess what? You move on to track season or baseball season or whatever it is that you do, right? You're just not year-round competing in a certain sport. Right. And you're not so much trained. Like these guys are in the gym. They go from the gym, and then they have this nutritional training, and then, you know, these regiments that they're on. These athletes are ridiculous. They're running faster, jumping higher, and they're stronger than they've ever been. So that's just on your muscular frame. Now, it doesn't take into account your bones, does it? I mean, just now you're bigger and stronger and faster. Maybe your bones aren't made to go that fast, or maybe to be that strong, and your joints aren't made to do all that. I don't know. This is conspiracy theories. Somebody wrote in and says maybe it's because of the fact that they're not playing on grass anymore.
Yeah.
Most of the games are on turf.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But a lot of science goes into that. I know they got rid of the carpet of the AstroTurf.
Right.
So that was of course that was supposed to help, and they didn't like all that. Even though, you know, I did play on that, and it was not very forgiving as far as falling on it and getting those good turf burns and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's probably a lot that goes into it, T. I don't know what it is, you know, because actually they're doing less in the NFL through the collective bargaining agreement as far as practice, the time that they actually spend on the field, and this, that, and the third. So maybe that's a part
but
of
does
the
that
deal.
have something to do with it?
I don't
Because
know.
you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're not putting in that much physical activity on your body, you're not used to it anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not getting acclimated to banging all the time like we used to do. But I really hate that I'm
Like
sounding
you
like
used
that
to
old
do,
dude,
T.
man. You know when I was playing, you know what I did one time, True? You know what I did?
What's that?
You know, everybody talking about they got hurt, man, but not me.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
broke that spinal, True.
Spinal will get you every time, bro.
Every single time, man. Hey, when we come back, though, we're going to do Holla Holla with True and T Holla. That's when you guys get to ask us any question that's on your mind. We don't care what it is. Sports related, not sports related. Wild, wacky, crazy, whatever it is, hit us up, 49451. We going to answer it right here on the Barbershop on 950 KJR.
Trufant Auto Detail is the right fit for anyone with a full schedule but appreciates a clean vehicle. Whether you're going to practice, going to close a deal, or just out on date night, a dirty car will only slow you down. Trufant Auto Detail was trusted by my hometown Seattle Seahawks to keep their cars in Pro Bowl shape. And you should too. Go ahead and book today at Trufant Auto Detail.
Now back to the Barbershop, brought to you by Trufant Auto Detail and by the Trufant Family Foundation on Seattle Sports Radio 950 KJR.
Welcome back to the Barbershop Show here on Sports Radio 950 KJR. It's T Holla and True, and we about to close out another incredible Barbershop Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get out of here, though, we've got breaking news. We don't have any breaking news sound, do we? What was that like?
Whoa.
Earlier in the show, we talked about Ken Griffey Jr.'s bat being stolen. Not his actual real bat that he used to swing. The statue of Ken Griffey Jr. outside of Safeco, the metal statue bat was sawed off somehow and stolen, and we put out the book. We said, listen, we don't care. No more snitch. Let us know who got the bat. Tell the Barbershop we're going to make corrections to get it back, because that's how we do, right? And
Right.
we go.
The muscle.
We get the muscle. You know, we go collect our homie stuff. Hey, breaking news, they got the guy. Thank you to 425 for Texas in here. They got the guy. They got the guy. They got the bat, and he's been charged with a felony.
Get him.
You shouldn't be doing bad like that, man.
A thief is
A
thief is the worst, yeah.
A bad, man. A thief is bad. What you got to say about a thief, True? Tell us about it. Tell us what you feel about a thief.
Man, of course you can't say it on air, but a thief is just the worst, man. He just steals not only, you know, bats and products and clothes and stuff like
Materials.
that, but he takes something from you. You
Yes.
just feel so violated, so vulnerable afterwards. And, you know, I know for myself, I got scars from that. I don't trust nobody,
Yeah,
T.
I
I
know,
don't even
man.
trust you right now, man. I'm holding
I
on
know
to
you
my
do.
bag. I don't know.
Listen, I've been rocking with True for a lot of years now, man, and I ain't never been to his house. I'm gonna let y'all know, man. That's how much he trusts me. I don't even know what kind of car he drives. When he park around the corner and he waits till I leave.
Back up,
till he
man.
goes-
You're too close.
Hey, listen, thank you guys also for sending us in all these text messages about what shows that True and I need to watch when we feeling down to get this bad taste out of our mouth. Lots of suggestions. Better Call Saul, The Legend of Bruce Lee on Netflix. All of them. Very good advice. I'm going to tell you right now, the winner of the night, True, has been that cartoon, man. The one that you said you didn't watch.
The one that I said I turn from every time it come on?
Yeah. That's
Rick
been
and Morty?
Rick and Morty has been the winner for the night. Rick and Morty. The Barbershop listeners love Rick and Morty more than any other show. It's been like dozens and dozens and dozens of people that said that.
I don't know. For some reason, I can't get into it as much. I prefer Family Guy or American Dad over Rick and Morty. You know,
Okay.
call me old school or call me boring or whatever, but that's just my
I'm going to
thing.
try both of them, man. But appreciate you guys for sending us those, man. Definitely. Somebody said that, so Raven. On that note, man, we are going to do Holla Holla with True and T Holla.
Holla, holla. Anybody that's ready to get dollars, dollars. Ladies know who can get them a little hotter, hotter. Come on, if you rollin' with me, follow, it's murder.
Nathaniel,
Yes, sir.
the people been asking questions.
Yes, they have.
What they been asking, man?
So this first one says, I know Cap needs a place to play. Do you think Green Bay would be a good fit?
Ooh, true.
I
Give you the
think
honors.
so, yeah. Get him in there, giving him the chance. He has experience. I know that he'd be, coming off the street and not really have played in a long time. But like I said, experience can go a long way. So they give him a shot. Yes, absolutely.
I say give him a shot, man. They got Brett Hundley back there. He hasn't been doing. He's been in the league 3 years, hasn't done a whole lot. The thing is, they should give him a shot, but they won't. They won't. He's been blackballed, and right now he's suing the league, and it's gonna give him a bigger target on his back. I think honestly, I'd be surprised if I ever see Colin Kaepernick play football in the National Football League again, man. What else you got back there?
Was that you or was that the song?
No, that's my sound effect. That's from Chappelle Show.
Okay, I was like, why is that in the middle of the song? So the next one says, was Russell Wilson's first few years of success a fluke? I know his line has changed and he gets more pressure now, but it seems his aim is totally off now. He makes poor decisions. It's almost like a Tiger Woods.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's heavy. That's a lot to put on my man, I will say this. I don't say it's a fluke. I just said when he first got into the league, he had the perfect storm. He had, some receivers that were going out there catching the ball, or like Doug Baldwin, who's always been very good. But the most important thing he had was an incredible running game. With Marshawn Lynch in the backfield, that's always been a young quarterback's best friend, an incredible rushing game. To take a lot of pressure off of him. Offensive line was being, anchored by Max Unger. I think that's what was benefiting him back in those days. I don't think it was a fluke. I think he's a good quarterback.
I don't think it was a fluke either, and I think the business of the Seahawks has changed. You got everybody making a lot of money now, so you got some hot spots where guys are big-time players at those positions. But back then, a lot of the guys that are the big stars now were, of course, not making a lot of money, so they were spreading the wealth around. And overall, just like you talked about on the O-line, you were spreading the wealth around so you could have a little bit better team.
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't a fluke. Definitely not a fluke. What else you got back there?
Could you imagine like a soundbite of that goes on for like an hour? Just
yes, I would love it. I would make that my ringtone. T holla, 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 holla.
Last one's long, so here we go. Being as things are on Earth right now, if we were to learn that NASA, along with Robert Branson, Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and Willie Buffett, had just completed a dome-covered functional city on Mars that was able to sustain 50,000 citizens, representing as many nations as possible for a decade, and we're asking for volunteers, who would volunteer themselves and their families for such an experiment? Once you're there, you can't leave for 10 years.
Me? If it was all going down the way this world's going crazy right now, and I could go to Mars? I could go to another planet and start fresh?
All right, what if you can't get football?
I'm out. I take football with me. I will bring all the old tapes that I need. I'm good. I'm going to go try something new. It'd be like United States of Space. You feel me? Let's go try it out, True.
Nah, I come from a overprotective household. Constance and Lloyd Trufant, they barely let me ride around the block as a young man. So, I kind of got that in me now. You going to send me to another planet? How do I know that's actually what's going on over there? Are you just sending me over there and you want to trap us all there? You want to do some weird experiments and then I'm gone for 10 years and then, I come back. I got a different brain in my head and all this kind of foolishness. So, it's too many things.
True, you really don't trust people, man. You really don't trust people right now, do you?
I can't I go there and then you steal all my stuff I got here and then it's like, I get up there and man, there's too much going on, man. I'm going to stay right here, man. I'm going to hold it down right here.
True is a full-blooded American earthling. You ain't taking no chances in space. I feel you, man. It's all right. Hey, that is all the time we got this week. We've had an incredible time here in the barbershop hanging out. thank you for being here with us, man. Thank you for wiping that nasty taste out of my mouth. I'm going to go home and watch Morty and what is it? Mork
Rick
and
and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Mork and Mindy.
Rick and Morty.
I'm going home to check it out, man. Until next week, we're going to come back here with a Seahawk win. Your Cougars are probably going to win. The Huskies is not going to lose. They got a bye week.
Yeah, they got a bye.
So it's going to be a good week. We're going to catch you guys here next Wednesday, 6:30, only in the Barbershop on Sports Radio 950 KJR.
To enriching the community by empowering the youth to excel both in academics and sports. Created by me, Marcus Trufant, in 2003, we have helped hundreds of kids in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Our mission is simple. Let's make dreams come true for the disadvantaged children in our area. We believe all children deserve a chance to achieve greatness. For more information or to donate, head over to Trufant Family Foundation.